friends, and welcome back to Vols Books. If you clicked on this video, you probably want some recommendations of books you can read which are being released in June 2021, and I'm very excited to say that I have come up with an incredible list of books which I literally can't wait to read and I just know are going to be incredible. And a lot of them are kind of memoirs, realistic fiction, historical fiction, fantasy, and kind of LGBTQ+. If any of those genres and topics sound interesting to you, then keep watching because this video, there's going to be something for everyone. I just know it. Before we get started, please don't forget to click like and subscribe and, leave me a comment letting me know, what you're most excited about reading in June, what books you're going to be reading, what book from this list you're most excited about. I am going to talk through these in order of release date because I feel like that is easiest. And if there is a specific novel that you're just kind of clicking to hear about, then you can skip ahead using the timestamps in the description box down below as well. So our first book of the day is One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston, and this is coming out on the 1st of June. So this is gonna be an incredible summer romance, just the kind of book you want to be reading in summer. So it's a piece of realistic fiction about a woman named August who moves to New York City to try and prove that love stories don't exist and her life isn't going to be magically transformed by moving to the Big Apple. And then she meets a girl on a train, and that has nothing to do with the well-known thriller, obviously. This is a romance, this is not a thriller. And the girl is called Jane. And of course, August falls in love with her, which is when she realises that Jane is not from the 21st century at all, but from 1970 and has somehow gotten lost in time on the subway. So this is an LGBTQ+ romance, and I'm personally so excited to read this one. I think it's going to be incredible and just such an adorable story. Probably heartbreaking, probably gonna make me cry, but I can't wait. So the next book on the list is Somebody's Daughter by Ashley C. Ford, and this is also coming out on the 1st of June. So this is Ashley Ford's memoir of her life, of her experience growing up in poverty with a very challenging relationship with her mother. Her father is in prison and she has no idea why. She doesn't know how to deal with her anxiety or puberty or her body changing as she grows up and begins to receive attention from men in her life. She searches for answers about her father and she enters a bad relationship, and then she eventually figures out what's happened to her father. So this book is about family, it's about incarceration, and it's about growing up. I know that this one is going to be one of those ones that it really hits you hard and kind of jolts you and puts your life in perspective. So the next book I'm going to talk about is An Emotion of Great Delight by Tahereh Mafi. I believe that's how you say her name. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments. I don't want to be saying something wrong permanently. So this is coming out on the 1st of June as well. And obviously Mafi is already an incredibly acclaimed author, and she is now bringing us a work of historical fiction. It's set in 2003, which is kind of mad. Historical fiction can be set in the 2000s now. But, life moves on, we move on. And it's set in the wake of 9/11, after the US has declared war on Iran, and the Muslim community in America is obviously being harassed on a whole new level of harassment than they were being before 9/11. So the story follows Shadi, who is dealing with her own life and her own struggles, and is kind of got this massive societal thing going on, but doesn't want to be dealing with that. She wants to be dealing with her life and the individual personal issues which are mattering to her. So it's the story of Shadi's emotional suppression and the eventual release that occurs once she releases that emotion. This is going to be a really interesting one. Obviously, I was alive during 9/11, but I was literally 4 years old. So I think it'll be really interesting to read a novel about what the atmosphere of the world was at the time, because I was not experiencing it. I was in toddler world. The next book is A Night Twice as Long by Andrew Simonet. This is coming out on the 1st of June as well. The 1st of June is the day for releasing all of these books. I don't know why. So this is a YA novel, and obviously adults can also read young adult novels. There's no rule that says that you can't. So the story is about a girl named Alex, and she lives in a dystopian world, and they're living in the middle of a blackout basically, which has been going on for about 3 weeks, and until recently Alex lived with her brother who had autism, but he has been removed from her household, or he's left for some reason. And so the story basically follows her relationship with her brother. She kind of learns more, I think, about where he's gone. and then also like what's going on, why is there a blackout, why is everyone living like this. So the next book is The Disappearing Act by Catherine Steadman. This is coming out on the 8th of June. So I think this is like realistic fiction and a bit of a thriller at the same time. It's set in Los Angeles, and the novel is about what's called pilot season, which basically is a time of year when actors move to LA to find jobs and kind of audition for pilots and basically try and get their big break. And Mia Elliott is one such actress who moves to LA at this time of year, and she's so excited about it. She goes to all these auditions, and I think she gradually just gets demotivated and it's not an enjoyable experience for her anymore. And then she meets Emily, another actress who she like bonds with and it gets reinvigorated by. Then Emily goes missing, and Mia was the last person who saw Emily before she went missing. And when Emily returns, Emily is not the same person. Emily looks completely different and just is a completely different person, and Mia is the only one who knew Emily and is the only one who seems to care about this, and basically goes on a mystery to uncover what's happening and discover what weird thing has gone on in the past couple weeks or whatever. So the next book is The Maidens by Michaelides. 15th of June it's coming out, and this one is a proper thriller. So basically The Maidens is set at Cambridge University, and it's about a man named Edward Foster who is revered by a secret society of women who also attend Cambridge University, and then one day one of these women is found murdered, and her aunt, Mariana Andros, focuses on Foster and is basically certain that he is the one who killed her, and no one else, I think, is necessary believing her, and she basically goes on this mission to prove it and prove that he's killing them and find out why he would do such a thing. I think also the Greek myth of Persephone is like brought into this quite a bit. I think he's like fixated on her, or it's related to the secret society or something. So if you're into mythology, you might also really enjoy this thriller as well. And then the last book I have today to chat about is The Personal Librarian by Benedict, which is coming out on the 29th of June, and I am so excited for. So this novel, set in the early 20th century, tells the true story of Bella DaCosta Green, who J.P. Morgan hires to curate a collection of rare books and artwork and manuscripts for his new private museum or library, and she basically becomes a presence in New York society due to her excellent curating as she establishes this museum. However, and this twist is awesome, so this is a true story, she isn't actually Bella DaCosta Green, she is Belle Marion Greener, and she is daughter of Richard Greener, who is the first black graduate of Harvard and an equality advocate. So she is black as well, she's African American, and obviously it's set in the early 20th century. So being black in the early 20th century, you're not going to have any of those rights and opportunities that white people do and did have. If they knew that she was black, she wouldn't be able to kind of have this role. So she's pretending to be Portuguese, because if she exposed that she was African American, her life would be in danger, her family would be in danger, and she wouldn't be able to continue her job. So yeah, that's everything I'm going to be reading in June. I mean, I hope I can get to all of these books, but I will definitely be picking the books I do read from this list, and I'm just so excited about them. Go ahead and tell me in the comments what books you're planning to read from this list, which one is most exciting to you. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe before you go. I'd love for you to keep coming back so we can continue to chat about books together. Have a fantastic day.